Welcome to the deep dive. So today we're looking at just one source. It's an article from CNET,
Uh-huh.
and it discusses this 2009 sci-fi horror film, Pandorum. But we're doing sort of a double move here. We're
Right.
diving into the movie itself, which is pretty underrated, actually. It's streaming free right now.
Yeah, definitely worth a watch. But the bigger mission here, I think, is using the source itself, the CNET page, to kind of unpack the sheer amount of information we're all dealing with today.
Exactly. It's about the context as much as the content.
So the film first, great deep space horror. The article nails it, big dead space vibes, lots of, claustrophobia, existential dread.
And it's quick, less than 2 hours.
Perfect length. CNET treats it like, hey, here's another thing you need to know about, another piece of media to consume.
And we're going to treat that CNET page itself as sort of a window into, well, the modern information landscape. But yeah, first the movie. Let's board the Elysium.
Okay.
Let's get into the premise because it really throws you and the main character off balance immediately.
Oh, absolutely. You start with Corporal Bower. That's Ben Foster. He's a mechanic. And he just wakes up from cryosleep. Total amnesia.
Right, classic trope, but used really effectively here.
Totally. And the setting. The Elysium. Huge colony ship. It's supposed to be carrying 60,000 people from, a dying Earth to a new planet.
A ship of hope, basically.
Should be. But Bower wakes up, and it's bad. The ship's broken, machinery's failing, lights are flickering, and it's silent. Eerily silent. He seems totally alone.
And that amnesia thing, it's not just plot convenience, is it? It feels central.
I think so. Because if you don't know who you are or why you're there, all that's left is the immediate threat, right? No context, no history, just fear.
Survival mode kicks in instantly.
And then the terror ramps up because, well, he finds he's not totally alone. He runs into Lieutenant Peyton,
Okay.
another officer.
Yep. Another officer also wakes up with memory loss. Just the two of them awaken this whole section.
So what do they do? I mean, two guys, amnesia, broken ship. It sets up that immediate crisis hierarchy, Forget saving humanity for a second. Step one, get the auxiliary power on. Step two, try to get to the bridge. Figure out what went wrong.
Makes sense. Practical steps.
So Bower's the mechanic. He heads out. He leaves the, relatively okay cryo area and discovers the rest of the Elysium. And it's way worse. It's not just broken. It feels like it's rotting from the inside out.
That sense of decay. The source mentions how the ship becomes this huge, dark, internal ruin space.
Yeah, it really captures that scale. And this is where the film layers its horror, which I think is pretty cool.
How so?
Well, you've got two kinds of threats, really. There's the external stuff, the things actually hunting them.
Right.
And then there's the internal threat, the psychological breakdown. Pandorum itself. So Bower finds out pretty quick that the ship's mission, the whole humanitarian thing, completely failed, utterly collapsed.
And the passengers.
The passengers, well, they've changed. The source calls them cannibalistic creatures. They're hunting in the hallways, barely resemble people anymore.
Exactly. That's the scary part. It suggests the environment, the ship itself, stripped away everything else, civilization gone, just predatory survival left. That hits hard.
Yeah, that's unsettling. So Bower's on his own against these things.
Not quite. He eventually teams up with a couple of other survivors who don't have amnesia. There's Nadia. She's an environmental scientist.
Okay.
And this other guy, part of the agriculture team, he doesn't speak English, communicates mostly through, actions. He's been hunting these creatures himself.
A ready-made team, sort of. And their goal, still the bridge.
It shifts. They realize the immediate problem is power. They need to get to the ship's reactor deep inside and reset it. Forget the bridge for now. Just survive.
Okay, so that's the external threat. Running, hiding, fighting. What about the internal one? Peyton's storyline. So while Bower's crawling through vents and fighting monsters, Peyton stays back in the cryo chamber. And he encounters the other horror. Pandorum.
The title condition, what is it exactly?
The film defines it as a kind of space-inflicted malaise. Basically, space madness, psychosis.
Okay.
But here's the kicker, the really interesting part. It's triggered by strong emotional states.
So the environment itself breeds the condition.
Precisely. Think about it. You're trapped for potentially years in cryosleep, or worse, awake in this metal coffin floating in nothingness. You're going to feel fear, paranoia, desperation, right? Strong emotions are unavoidable.
So the very ship meant to save humanity is also perfectly designed to break minds. That's dark.
Super dark. And we get a bit of backstory from this really sketchy survivor Peyton finds.
The one you mentioned earlier.
Yeah. He tells Peyton things went south after the bridge crew got some terrible news from Earth, like catastrophic news.
Oh, wow.
And that shock, that massive emotional hit, supposedly triggered Pandorum on a wide scale, took over command. Chaos ensued.
And Peyton sees this firsthand.
Yep. He finds another survivor in the cryo area who's clearly losing it, deep in the throes of Pandorum. Peyton tries to calm him down, but it doesn't work.
What happens?
It gets dangerous. The guy's becoming erratic, a threat. So Peyton basically has to subdue him, shoves him back into a cryopod to stop him causing havoc, as the film puts it.
So it shows how contagious that instability is. One person breaks, they can take others down.
Exactly. Emotional breakdown is lethal in this environment. And that blend, the body horror outside and the mental horror inside, that's what makes the film stick with you.
Yeah, the source calls it dread-infused. You're scared of the creatures, but also scared your own mind might just snap.
Right. And the third act pays it all off, secrets about the bridge, where the ship really is, what happens next. It ties things up satisfyingly. Definitely worth that free stream.